All right, and good morning from the Rockin' JNR homestead. This is Rachel again. Yesterday we talked about dehydrating tomatoes, and while we were talking about dehydrating tomatoes, we talked about cutting those cute little cherry tomatoes and preserving them by drying them to make a tomato powder. And that tomato powder is used to thicken sauces, soups, and other things like that. So this is my tomato powder again, and these are the cherry tomatoes that I used my NutriBullet to pulverize. So I'm going to show you what that looks like today, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to just do that and show you exactly what it looks like when we pulverize those so that we make them into a powder. So I'm going to start by doing that by collecting all of these cute little dried out tomatoes. I will tell you, the last batch I did before this, we actually used a little bit of Italian seasoning on top of the tomatoes, and then we actually put them up whole, just like that, so that we would be able to use them as sun-dried tomatoes. So then you could throw them whole into your soups, chilies, etc. to try and use them as an actual tomato. I haven't used them yet, but my daughter did crack into them here last week, and she munched down like 10 of them and promptly told me that they were a delicious snack to just eat dried out. I guess they're not my favorite thing, but you know, when your kid loves them, then you dry more for them too. So I made a couple batches for her, and she's eaten those up, and they seem to be good for that as well. So dehydrating wise, these were in the dehydrator for roughly 13-14 hours at 135 degrees, which I also dried mushrooms and apples in the same dehydrator at the same time. I just always put the wettest ingredient on the bottom, so that way I don't end up with tomato dripping on my apples. So out of this one, the wettest was the tomatoes, and then I put apples, and above that I put mushrooms. The mushrooms dried, and they actually look just gorgeous. I will show you what those look like. That is the mushrooms right there. So they ended up being just really, really cute. I don't know if you can focus on that or not, but they ended up being really cute and really nice and yummy. The apples, I ended up just doing 5 apples, and I just got 2 little snack bags to take with us this weekend for some fun events that we do and trips. So that's one of the kids' favorite snacks as well, so that's always a hit in our house. I did order some fruit leather trays, so I am pretty excited to take and make fruit leather, and we will definitely take you along on that journey just so you can see if it actually turns out. So it's going to be really loud. Bear with me for just 1 second. Alright, so that is what came out of that. You want to make sure when you do that, and mind you, that was 2 full containers of cherry tomatoes. So that little tiny bit that's left in here will probably only make maybe 3 to 4 jars of tomato paste. So it is a significant amount, which is kind of why I reserve it for doing mostly when I plan on not wasting them. So I don't actually usually grind up my own whole tomatoes unless I have tomatoes that are going bad. Like say they come in from the garden and I just can't get to them on time. I'll take any of my tomatoes and just grind them up and do it that way. But I don't generally specifically set aside tomatoes for that. So you can kind of see this is the difference. Okay, these ones on bottom are cherry tomatoes that came from our house. They did not come from the store. These ones are the cherry tomatoes that came from the store. So there is a little bit of a darker coloration. Honestly, I guess I don't really stress about that stuff. You just have to do what works best for you. For us, the reality is, you know, this is a product that we love and we use and we love to have on our shelf because it just is really, really economical, and it is just a really awesome product to have. So we have to send out a big thank you again to that 1870s homestead for giving us the idea and coming up with this whole entire plan to start with. And we kind of hope that we can keep doing some more research and doing some more ideas on our own. So from our kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us today, and stay safe, friends.